Good morning, everybody. Wanted to touch on this one this morning. It's getting so bad that I don't think people really truly understand what's going on. If you haven't heard the latest up here in Canada, BC's on fire, the East Coast is on fire, and now Quebec. Quebec, all in one day, the entire province caught fire on a beautiful day. This is planned, and I'll tell you why it's planned. They want to move people out of the countryside into cities. Then they want to lock them down in 15-minute cities. How do you do that? Contaminate the air, contaminate the water, and so on. They started contaminating the water, as you know, in the past few months. And now with train derailments and all that stuff, all across North America, not just in Canada. And that was purposefully done to contaminate water sources and then justify people's relocation by saying the water is contaminated, you can't stay here, or the air is contaminated, you can't stay here. Relocating them into whatever, hotels or different establishments within city limits. This is all a ploy and a plan to get people into cities to implement their smart cities, and it's the only way they can control you. First, they have to go to digital currency and get you into smart cities. This is happening, and this is real. This is evil. This is pure evil. It's our time to fight back. We need to, I'm actually totally surprised that there isn't complete and utter outrage and an uprising like this world has never seen before. Because this is what we need to take our countries back. Complete outrage and an uprising. Nothing less is going to do. Nothing less is going to make this place a better world. I mean, we have to take our country back. And the way we do that is we expel those that are destroying our way of life. And what I mean by exposing them is getting them out of power, forcing them one way or the other. They don't want to go willingly. That's fine. We'll help them out the door.
Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Akakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel of broad left not the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson through the spirit, uploaded by the beloved brother. Order up KO, which means order out of chaos. Okay, as this is the year of the poly crisis, which poly goes into multiple. These particular events with this banking system, also with the wildfires, and then with this CBD, what is it called? CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, and the taking over of the currencies, man. They're talking about within the next day or so, these so-called cyber terrorists are gonna do these malicious hacks on these particular banks, which, you know, we know Esau is behind it, but the Edomite in this video was basically going into how he's surprised that these people have not risen up. Well, you have to understand that these people are the ultimate form of docility, meaning they're docile. You see, they're not in the spirit of being aware. They do not see the evil ahead because they're blinded by the fake luxuries that they encounter daily. You see, the scriptures refer to the people in America as the people that's at rest. And clearly, this type of takeover is literally like warranted for some type of kickback. Like when you look at different nations, man, like in France, you know, pension reform, Greece, the riots in these different countries over lesser shit than this. Those people kind of see what the hell is going on. But here, they just like, okay, well, we'll deal with it when it happens. But in that case, it's going to be too late. Okay, like I always say that you Americans, you're not going to rise up to the call of duty until they take your money and your food. Because the average American, man, they're entitled, and their veneration lies within their appetites, man. Okay, their esteem because of their mansions, their cars, their jobs, you know, eating this Franken food. They're highly esteemed. They're venerated for that. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to lead to all types of madness out here. But, hey, this Edomite, man, he's like, look, I'm surprised people ain't rising up against it because I was looking at Dabu's video as well. Get ready for the worst cyber attack, which they're talking about. This video, I believe, came out yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, and they stated in 2 days something was gonna happen to the banks. Now, do we know? We don't know. Okay, I can't tell you that tomorrow, oh, they're gonna do a crash on the banks. We don't know. Okay, because a lot of times they push shit out and then nothing happens behind it. But nonetheless, this is none other than a plan that the elites have. All right, so I was looking at these articles here. It says Intel to build chip factory in Poland up to $4.6 billion update. Now, when he specified that the banking systems are being hijacked in a roundabout way in the video I played, this is none other than order out of chaos, because all this shit, the CBDC, the cyber attacks, the blackouts, these are various events that they can use to say, you know what, man, we have to be justified on putting your money, or we have to be justified on going digital and fitting you with the microscopic tag, for the simple fact because this is a security measure. Okay, our national security is a threat. So therefore, we must resort to these austerity measures to make sure you have our best interests, whatever they gonna use. Okay, so anyway, let's go to the precept real quick. Wise man, prudent man, evil far off. All right, this is the book of Proverbs 27. Proverbs 27 and 12. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil, okay, and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. The people here in America, they're simple as hell. Okay, and we're seeing the evil afar off because we're prophesying about it. We're speaking on it. We're telling you that one of these days, this beloved America, as you people like to think, will wake up. You will wake up and it won't be the same. Okay, you're going to wake up to one day troops outside your doors, MRAPs going down the streets, fighter jets over your countries, Black Hawk helicopters, doors being kicked in, people getting gunned down in the streets, torture, being thrown in FEMA camps, a globalized system of digital currency, okay, all types of chemical warfare, chemical attacks on these cities. As they're talking about next month, starting some time, we may see wildfires, in particular chemical attacks worse than that of New York in the states of Babylon. And all this is biblical prophecy. Okay, so we foresee the evil afar off. That's why we're warning you of it. Prime example, it says Intel Corp sets out plan to build a new semiconductor assembly and test facility in Poland for an investment of 4.6 billion, expanding in Europe, and a move to the company says it will help meet the growing demand of coming years. It says the you know what maker said Friday that design and planning for the new facility will begin immediately, with construction starting once approved by the European Commission, says the European Union executive arm. It says the new facility near Wrocław will create some 2,000 Intel jobs and thousands more across the supply chain. It says Intel chief executive Pat Gelsinger said Poland is very cost competitive compared with other manufacturing locations. It says the group counts 30 years of operations in Poland, which hosts its largest research and development facility in Europe with 4,000 workers. Intel already has a chip factory in Leixlip, Ireland, and has planned a similar plant in Martinburg, Germany. The new facility in Poland will work closely with other manufacturing hubs, adding to cost efficiencies to the European semiconductor supply chain. The Polish factory will receive wafers from so-called wafer fabrication facilities, such as those in Ireland and Germany, to cut them into individual you-know-whats, assemble and test them for performance before shipping to customers. The plant will help meet the demand for assembly and test capacity that Intel is expecting by 2027. Now, what's so funny about this is that they had the 2030 agenda, and then some said, first it was 2060. Then it went down, I believe, I'm not going to say 2045. I've never seen that. But it from 2060, 2065 to 2030. Now it's 2025. Now, this may be a cap, okay? 2027, who knows? I mean, they can build up factories. Literally, I watched them build up a whole production plant less than a year. Out here, they got what they call the Bannister Federal Complex. It was like an old federal complex where they had the federal and the government buildings, like South KC. And once they tore all that down, literally as they was tearing it down, they was putting up new buildings. I mean, they did that shit less than a year. So I'm not buying this whole 2027 thing. I pray Esau doesn't have that time left, because honestly speaking, he needs to be taken out now, man. Okay. It says supply chains snags during the you know what help spur governments in the US and Europe to set aside funding to subsidize local production that had largely migrated to Asia. It says the US last year passed the You Know What's Act to provide subsidies and support for research and development into domestic production, while European Union also introduced similar legislation. US and European officials agreed to work closely to strengthen semiconductor supply chains, including sharing information about their respective programs to provide subsidiaries with to promote domestic chip production, man, okay? And they're kind of vague about what exactly it is, but we know what it is, man. I mean, you building the factory, come on, bro. It's Intel. We know exactly what this is talking about. So they get Salakia. So they're getting ready to move forward. They're getting ready to push this MOTB, and this is the reason why they coming with all these cyber attacks. One of the reasons why they're getting ready to do away with the current monetary system. The reason why they're getting ready to set up the CBDC is because, for the simple fact, this technology is all in congruent with one another, or they're all compatible with one another. Because in order to have 15-minute smart cities, you got to have this technology in some form of fashion. Okay, 15-minute smart cities, the CBDC, the digital tokens, all this shit goes hand in hand. Because that's how it's going to work, and this is how they're able to control and to keep you on the grid. All right, so let's go from here to the book of Proverbs real quick. And it's not meant to be a long lesson, but, you know, the proof is in the pudding. This technology is what it is. All right, this is the book of Proverbs 4, and I'm going to start at verses 13. It says, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not into the way of evil men. Okay, don't accept the MOTB, and don't fall for the system. Okay, like the brother said, you know, when you get this information or this technology put in you, then you're a transgression of laws of the Most High. Okay, having a CBDC, however they're going to decide to deal with it, if it's just like a digital form of token of currency or a digital dollar that's in your account, I mean, you can use that because it's not in you. Okay, same thing with the Fed now, which is basically a algorithm or a digital means to what you already have, but instead of paper dollars, you got digital dollars. That's not the MOTB. Okay, the MOTB is a physical implant that they're going to put in you. And when that happens, that's when the Lord is going to destroy you. The Lord, he can't save you from that point, because you've given your allegiance over to this system. And it says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief. Okay, so these devils that have think tanks, okay, they sit around a table and they come up with these ways to control humanity and to do away with the morality of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and his people, which is you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. I don't know how much we got to stress that, but you are the Israelites. This is why they're so hell-bent on destroying us. Except for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. So that's his whole purpose. Okay, Esau, Edom, the wicked, that's his whole purpose, is to create chaos. Okay, Esau is he's a vessel of destruction, a vessel of wrath. Okay, he's an agent of chaos. That's what he's created to do. So as long as he's in power, the planet Earth will know no peace. It says, for they eat the bread of wickedness. It says they eat it and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. Okay, so as we continue to go forth to this evil day, we got to be more in the spirit. Because it says the way of the wicked is as darkness, and they know not at what they stumble. So, hey, man, Esau Edom is getting ready to make that move. But he don't realize that the Lord is setting him up to catch him in his own trap. Because if he understood the scriptures, he would know that his plan is not going to work. All right. This is the book of Job 15. And I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 30. Matter of fact, this whole chapter is good. Let's start at verses 28, 27. It says, but he covered his faces with fatness and make it the columns of his fat of his flanks. The fatness goes into the riches. It says, and he dwelleth in desolate cities and in houses which no man inhabit, which are ready to become heaps. Okay, and how's that? Through the thermonuclear destruction. And it reads, he should not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he be prolonged, or he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. That new world order. He should not depart out of darkness, and the flame should drop his branches, and the breath of his mouth shall he go away. But let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity should be his recompense, and it should be an accomplishment before his time, and his branch should not be green. And he should shake off his unripe grape as the vine, and should cast off his flower as the olive. It says, for the congregation of the hypocrites should be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of the bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepared deceit. So this whole system is being brought in by deceitful means. Okay, he's stating that it's a good purpose. Well, we have to cut out natural irrigation and farming and landscaping because cows, they fart. You know what I'm saying? Bison, they fart. They like to throw up. They like to piss. Okay, which every living mammal on this planet Earth passed some type of flatulence, man. I don't care if you're a dog, you're a cat. Shit, the dogs and cats we had, they pooed all the goddamn time, man. Just a natural cycle of being in his body. It's gas. But yet Esau has to shut down the world because, these basic things of nature. What a damn joke, right? To replace it with some type of artificial AI. Like Esau is literally trying to replace the world with AI. That's his God now. Artificial technology. AI, man. Creating clones, okay? Creating former replicas of oneself, okay? Creating hybrids out of thin air, out of laboratories, laboratory grown meat, okay? Laboratory lamb, you fucking growing lamb out of concrete, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, we got to shut down the production of energy. We have to do X, Y, and Z. We have to use an artificial sun because the sun is burning too hot. All types of madness, man. This man got to fucking be stopped, bro. Period. Because he's the devil. And he won't stop until the Lord decides to destroy his ass, man. Okay, so let's go from here to the book of, I think it's 1 Thessalonians 2. I always get the Thessalonians mixed up. It's not 2. It's 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, maybe 5th chapter. Nope. 1 Thessalonians 5. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5. And I'm going to start at verses. Oh, shit. Maybe 2 Thessalonians. I always get those two mixed up. Yep, 2 Thessalonians 2. And I'm going to start at verses 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except that come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. At that time was the Romans, okay, the Edomites. Okay, now when you go into the concordance, it goes into Judas Iscariot, okay, which he was a particular son of perdition, but he's not the son of perdition as what it's talking about in this context. Okay, because the scriptures say that the mystery of iniquity already worked. And who was that? Okay, because at this time when this was written, Judas was already long dead. Okay, so it says, who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. When have Judas ever done that? Okay, this is talking about you fucking Edomites. It says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now you know that withhold it, that he might be revealed in his time. Because, at the time, bro, Esau, man, it wasn't revealed. Like, they were going by the Romans. Now, the prophets or Paul knew that they were the Edomites, but it wasn't really elaborated on until this time. But we know that the Romans were the biblical Edomites, the same people today that you're seeing in power and rulership. These are the same devils that's coming back in a regeneration. Okay? It says, and then that wicked should be revealed, because the scriptures say, how have the hidden things of Esau been sought out? How have his hidden things been searched out? Now this guy Cotton Swab with that retarded ass accent, I can't even do his accent. I ain't even gonna try. But regardless of that, they're talking about artificial life, man. Okay, artificial intelligence. That's what the movie Megan was about. That's what the latest Child's Play movie was about. Okay, look at that. What's that show on Netflix? It's called not the Black Box, Black Mirror. And then you go into Metalhead. Okay, it's another movie on Netflix when it goes into those 4 androids. It's like basically these Boston Dynamic bots that was deployed out in China somewhere to be a test subject on the people. All that shit, man. This is Esau's way of living. This is his art. The whole New World Order is based on AI. So it's not far-fetched to believe that a CHIP will be the primary corporate to make these things work, man. Because everything is backed up to like some mainframe. That CHIP will be the battery that controls everything. Because yeah, they have it now, but people can oppose it. But when they have people to merge man into machine, they're going to get fitted with that microscopic tab, because that's going to be the convenience to give people the falsified lifestyle that they think they wanted. Okay, it's not a hard concept to understand. And it says, and that wicked should will be revealed, whom the Lord will consume with the spirit of his mouth, and should destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Who is that talking about? And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, and them that perish, because they receive not the truth of love of truth, that they may be saved, man. And for this cause, the Most High should send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, and that they may all be damned who believe not the truth and have pleasure in unrighteousness, man. And we know who that's talking about. But regardless, man, this is going into Esau Edom. He's playing God. Okay, he's setting himself up as a god with this AI. Okay, and that's what this is going into. $4.6 billion, man, to create a new factory in Poland. What are the chances that is in a Western state that deals with Western hegemony? But anyway, with that, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball.